right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with GEC NASCAR. We're out here at the Monster Mile for the NPC Concrete Clash 200. This is going to be an amazing race. Always a great race here at Dover. Dover is a single mile track with all concrete, so it could get a little slippery out there. We talked to the drivers about possibly worrying about warm tires on that concrete and cold tires on that concrete. Either way is going to be difficult, but it looks like these guys are actually maintaining fairly well. Up in the booth, as always, you got myself, Jamie G, and Austin Swanson. Austin, how we doing tonight?
Oh, I am doing well. It has been a long day for me, so I might be a little sore in the throat. I do apologize ahead of time, but I could not miss race 2 of season 8 here at Dover, especially after last week. Over 100 green laps at Daytona, something we have not seen here at GEC in a very long time, especially at this field size. So I am so excited for tonight. Of course, I know it's not Daytona. There's no possible way for this race to be as clean as last week's, but these drivers have seen what each other are capable of, and I'm hoping that we can get as clean as possible through 200 laps.
Yeah, 200 laps, which means 200 miles. It's going to be a decent race. These guys, I think they're going to do a great job. Like you were saying, last week at Daytona, they put on a hell of a show. We expect the same this week. Let's hopefully see a lot of green flag racing, bring some of that strategy in for the tires, bring some of that strategy in for the fuel as well. As we already know, the tires, they got a little bit limited. I think we brought it down to 5 tires altogether, which is pretty crazy. We've always operated with 6 sets of tires, but now we're down to 5 sets of tires, so it really brings in a little bit more strategy for the race. But we'll see what happens as these guys get to start out there for qualifying. We're gonna see who takes those pole positions. But as we do that, let's take a little look at the race information for the weather. All right. So it looks like 72 degrees out there tonight, Austin, with 74% moisture, cloudy with 14-mile-an-hour winds. Not a lot of play in there. It's not going to be too hot out there, so those guys don't have to worry about it too much. But again, once those tires start to heat up, that track is going to heat up, and it could get a little slippery out there, especially with 74% moisture. It looks like our configuration is full. This is going to be Dover, like we said, which is about 1.02 miles. Race distance, 200 laps. It does say 6 sets of tires, but that is not true. That is not 6 sets of tires. It is 5 sets of tires. 0 green, white checkers for the Cup Series coming into Season 8. And our fuel window will be about 40 to 45 laps or so. So I'm really interested to see what kind of strategy these guys have in play for the Concrete Clash 200 here at Dover tonight. But the Monster Mile is notorious for showing off, and hopefully these guys can keep up because the track itself is super technical, Austin.
Yes, and as I know you and I were talking about before we went live here, I did get a very quick chance to speak to some of the drivers after they had some practice and before our meeting there. And a lot of them were saying they're having some issues sliding through some of the turns. They're having issues keeping it clean through multiple laps. So I have a feeling we might see some twitchiness out there, especially in the beginning of the race. So we definitely urge these drivers to be as careful as possible starting out, get a feel for the track, get a feel for the tire wear, and hopefully we'll see as many green laps as possible.
Well, as we look in to race 2 of season 8, lot of notable names. It looks like Darren Bruce at the top of the list right now, right in front of Jacob Malone. Darren Bruce edging out Jacob Malone by 0.01 on the track timer right now. So that is really interesting. We're going to have Darren Bruce and Jacob Malone on that pole position so far. Leading out our top 5 is going to be Marino Jr. in that number 48. And then in 4th place is going to be R Lane for IT and out Motor Esports Group. In that number 2, We got Knox Thompson leading out our top 5 in the 08 for Nitro Motorsports. Our top 10 is going to be Harrison Whitehead in 6th, Lee Kiernan in 7th. Good to see Lee Kiernan up there. Garrett Caswell in 8th, Logan Wilson in 9th, and Jason McCabe in 10th. So really, really interesting lineup we got there. All right, looks like these guys are done qualifying. They're going to start to grid up here in a moment, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to, as always, kick it off with our national anthem. We'll see you back out on the track in a moment.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back out on the track with the drivers right now. Let's go ahead and get a nice little view. Let's see here. Well, we're going to go through the grid real quick. So on the front row, Jacob Malone and Darren Bruce starting off in the pole positions. In row 2, we got R. Lane and Marino Jr. Row 3, it looks like Chris Campbell and Knox Thompson. Row 4, Lee Kiernan, Harrison Whitehead. Row 5, Logan Wilson and Garrett Caswell. Row 6 is going to be Shane Cochran, GEC's very own Ninja, and Jason McCabe. Row 7, Chapman and McCabe, Josh McCabe. Row 8, Benjamin Archuleta and Caleb Ellswick. Row 9 is going to be Hunter Birkmeyer and Kay Dunn. Row 10, Justin Openchowski and Reggie Jug Evans Jr. Row 11 is going to be Kenneth Gallman and Dustin Haynes. Row 12, Jordan Marion and Joseph Barrow. Row 13, Michael Boone and Michael Menchaca. Row 14, Wesley Lynch and Craig Head. And I think that is going to end it for the grid. Let's go ahead and see if we can get on the lane here. We're about to go green flag here at Dover. It looks like Jacob Malone is going to be on the outside of Darren Bruce. Darren Bruce being our pole winner. Interesting top 5 though. Obviously I expected Jacob Malone to be somewhere up there. Darren Bruce taking that pole position away from Jacob Malone. That's going to get him an extra point. Marino Jr. in that number 48 in third, and our lane in fourth place. Plus Knox Thompson up there. Knox Thompson coming from the Truck Series. Very extremely fast driver. But he was more of the Ricky Bobby type. If he didn't finish first, he finished last because he wound up wrecking that car. Let's hope we see some green flag laps. Green flag is out. We already got a spin there. Bunch of cars involved. Somebody not being very patient. Yellow flag on the track already. Let's go back and take a look. Alright, looks like the 39 of Darren Bruce got a little loose right there. I'm not sure if he was... I'm not 100% sure if he was in first gear or not. Let's go back and see if we can see that again. Oh yeah, it looks like he just got loose. Took Knox Thompson with him. Bunch of damage on those cars. A lot of people are going to have to fix that. Really unfortunate. Man, did not want to see that this early. A lot of cars involved in that. Some of the big names out here are going to be involved in that as well. Not an incredible start. Unfortunately, Darren Bruce just slipping out of place. Let's go ahead and take a look at where this is going to line up at after that accident. Looks like Jacob Malone and Lee Kiernan are going to be up there in the top two now. After that first caution, ITing out's got two drivers up there, Logan Wilson and Jacob Malone. Plus Shane Cochran moves up to fourth and Joseph Barrow up to fifth. A lot of those cars are going to have to nurse some of that damage. I had a very similar experience out there at Phoenix on Tuesday. Accident real early. Had to go in, nurse some of that damage all race. Wound up finishing with my fast repair as well. Made it all the way from the back to up to second place, so it is possible. But you are not going to want to use that fast repair this early in this race. 200 laps around this track. You're going to want to keep that fast repair as long as possible until you're forced to use it. A lot of those cars involved in that. Thank goodness it wasn't like a really fast accident, but a lot of damage on some of those cars. We do have a couple drivers with cameras on this time though. And we know who the cameras are this time. So let's go ahead and ride along real quick with Joseph Barrow. Oh, we're actually, the lights are off that pace car. We're going to wait for that until we get a couple green flag laps. We're going to go ahead and watch this next restart very closely. It looks like Jacob Malone, Lee Kiernan, Shane Cochran, Logan Wilson, and Joseph Barrow in the top five. That really shakes that grid up a little bit. Jason McCabe actually going a lap down. Our lane also a lap down. Looks like we had a driver not actually get into the race. Max DeFilippe wasn't able to get in, unfortunately. He is not on the track right now. That's going to be 28 drivers. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to go back green flag racing. Or two green flag racing. And here we go. Start off with Jacob Malone. Good start off. Nice little gap right there for him. That's going to allow Lee Kiernan to get on the inside of Shane Cochran there. Hunter Berkmeyer right there behind Shane Cochran, able to get on the inside, make that pass. Let's Let's go ahead and watch in the back a little bit next to Shane Cochran. Logan Wilson able to get underneath Shane Cochran as well. Shane Cochran looks like he's taking it a little bit easy. Lee Kiernan now drops back to 5th place behind Shane. Oh, and we have another caution out real fast. Hopefully they shake these cobwebs off. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what happened. Looks like the 76. No, couldn't have been the 76. Oh, it's Cameron Craighead that actually went around. Let's go take a look, see if we can see what happened right there. He's on the outside of the 35. 35 just comes up ever so slightly. 93, Reggie Evans Jr. Not too much damage to that number 1 of Craighead. Let's hope he can get back around. It is a lot easier to work with a little bit of damage on these short tracks. So hopefully that doesn't affect that car too much. Yeah, these guys are going to have to be real careful with the minor bit of contact coming in and out of those corners. That's just going to send these cars right around. As it looks like we got a bunch of these cars driving down into the pit lane. Berkmeyer, Wilson down into pit lane. Probably trying to get some of that damage from the first caution fixed up. Berkmeyer with some damage on the back of that vehicle. It's going to put Jacob Malone and Shane Cochran on the front row now. Joseph Barrow looking a little frustrated. He wants to get this green flag going. Let's go ahead and take a look at Joseph Barrow real fast. There he is, up on the screen. Got that beautiful GEC trophy in the background. Looks like he's talking to some of his teammates, seeing if they can get this going. He's going to be part of Outlaw Performance, which it looks like he's the only one in Outlaw Performance right now that's actually up in the top 10. Looks like all the rest of the Outlaw Performance guys have dropped back. Dusty Haynes, Harrison Whitehead, they're all in towards the back of the top 10, or the front of the top 10, as far as Dusty is in 12th and Harrison Whitehead in 14th. Just not the start we wanted to see from this race, but these guys are going to shake it off. I'm sure they got some green flags in them tonight. 200 laps is a long way to go yellow. Hopefully they calm down a little bit. We've seen a lot of that barely touching in Phoenix on Monday and Tuesday, just sending cars around. Shout out from Mama, always a dedicated fan out here. Mama Tanya, thank you so much for being here once again. We will definitely let Garrett know that he's got a shout out from Mama. We're expecting to see that number 77. He changed from the 14, but he's now the 77 out there on the track. Let's see, 77, Garrett Caswell is now in 3rd place. So he definitely has a good position to be able to make up some time. Here we go, pace car off the track. We're about to go green flag racing. Malone and Cochran on that front row. Here we go, green flag is out. Malone with another good start. Garrett Caswell right on the outside of Shane Cochran. They're going to battle it out. Looks like Caswell is able to take that 2nd place. Caswell extremely fast in the practice. Ooh, car up into the outside wall there. I think it was Marino Jr. We're going to see a little bit of that wall touch in there. But these guys are going to keep it green flag for now. Once they start to separate, I think we'll see a lot more green flags. Oh, almost 3 wide with the 77 and the 36. Or that is not the 77, actually. That's not the real 77 anyway. Good restart by these guys. 52 dives down low on that 36 of McCabe. Got Dusty Haynes looking to break the middle, but he is not going to go 3 wide. Smart decision on his part. A couple of those IT and out guys, they're right next to each other. Always looking good out there, those IT and out guys running the same paint schemes. You got Caleb Ellswick in the 76 of Wilson. Followed up by Michael Boone right there behind him. Running that low side lane, I'm wondering if they're going to be burning those tires up a little bit more than they want to so early in the race. Looks like we got a few drivers deciding to go to that top side. Cameron Craighead charging back towards the front, taking the spot from McCabe in that 36, trying to race down Dustin Haynes. Craighead not with a team quite yet, so he is going to be out there all on his own lonesome, but I mean, from last season taking home the truck championship, he should be able to do some pretty good for himself. A lot of these cars are starting to single file now. 52 on the inside of Dusty Haynes. Haynes trying to take it away, but just can't manage to do it. Craighead looking to take them both. Craighead on the outside. He's going to be right there behind that 52. Craighead knowing how to drive. I mean, such a fast guy. It's going to be hard to keep him down. He's deciding to go 3 wide right here, coming into 1 and 2. He takes Dustin Haynes' position away. Haynes right on his inside, right in front of the 52 now. Beautifully done by those drivers. Dustin Haynes manages to take that position back. Good job, guys. Some good racing so far, ladies and gentlemen. 39 of Darren Bruce on the inside right there. Wesley Lynch is out there in that 33. Luckily, he can make it. Awesome to see him out on the track. He wasn't able to make it out last week. He's going to be running a part-time schedule, but that's okay. Logan Wilson starting to fall behind a little bit. Kenneth Gallman right there behind him as well. Justin Openchowski from OCS on the outside of Logan Wilson. Seen a lot of good driving from OCS already in the first race. Daytona was amazing. 110 laps green flag for these guys at Daytona. I think that's honestly the longest green flag we've ever seen at GEC NASCAR for as far as like super speedways go. So congratulations to the Cup Series on that. Looks like these guys have got their act together. Openchowski's still right there behind McCabe on the outside of Gallman. Let's go ahead and check in with our other driver on camera tonight, Shane Cochran. Let's go ahead and see how he's doing in the car. He's got that headset on, so we can't really see a lot of facial expression, but the focus is real. Shane Cochran up into 3rd place. Jacob Malone and Garrett Caswell up front. Garrett Caswell is now leading this race, Mama, so you should be proud. A lot of focus in that wheel. And yes, that is our very own GEC Ninja on camera. Normally we see him floating towards the middle and then just surprising everybody out of nowhere. He winds up out front. But it looks like Garrett Caswell and Jacob Malone are almost a quarter of a lap in front of our third place driver, Shane Cochran, right at the moment. Shane Cochran also creating his own little gap with Marino Jr. in right behind him. But wow, heck of a distance between Jacob Malone and Shane Cochran at the moment. Looks like about 4.5 seconds they've already gained. Ride around with Garrett Caswell for a moment and see what he's seeing. Caswell's super confident that he was going to be able to do very well in this race, and it looks like that is coming true. But Malone is not going to give up. He is right there behind him. They've now increased their lead to almost 5 seconds in front of Shane Cochran. Wow, those guys are fast tonight. They're now almost a half a track. That's all right. Let's go look in the back of the pack a little bit as these guys start to sort out. I'm just curious on what kind of damage those guys incurred on that first accident. Hopefully nobody had to use that fast repair so early in the race. Let's take a look at our fast 5 for 5. No, this is just our fast 5 period. Garrett Caswell on the pole for a 23.15. Jacob Malone up there as well with a 23.19. Darren Bruce, also one of our fastest drivers tonight. Unfortunate incident right there in the beginning, but he's making up for it. 23.43. Our lane on that list as well, 23.44, and Harrison Whitehead making a charge in 4th place at 23.49. Let's check out and see how many of those drivers got some repairs. A few of them on that list with a couple more than a minute. Everybody else under a minute. Arlane with a minute 7. Craighead with a minute 6. But looks like that is not changing Craighead's fate whatsoever. He is charging back up towards the front of the pack. Michael Menchaca, 51 seconds. Hunter Berkmeyer, 45. Kay Dunn, 33. Openchowski with 30 seconds. A lot of big names on that list. But looks like they were able to get back out there and go green flag racing. Ooh, a little bit of contact right there with Campbell and Chapman. They're able to keep it together. Green flag stays out. Oh, there's a car around. Sends Craighead up into Campbell and the 05 of Kiernan. That's going to bring out the caution flag. We've seen it there live, ladies and gentlemen. The 05 with a bunch of damage on both sides, right and front. Hate to see that for Lee Kiernan. Only his 2nd race coming out of the Truck Series into the Cup Series. Looked like Craighead was going to be able to keep it together, but Craighead's going to take some damage on that as well. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what happened on that last one. once again, incident involving Cameron Craighead, this time with the 08. Who was that? Hold on. Let's see who that 08 was. Because it's not showing up. That's K. Thompson. Craighead and Thompson with a little bit of bad blood from the Truck Series. Let's take a look from his perspective. Looks like Craig had a hold in the bottom of the track, but just started to come up ever so slightly. Oh, Craig had up into the pack, and the 08 of Thompson down into the wall, unfortunately. Looks like he didn't blow his engine, thank goodness. That's gonna regroup this pack up a little bit. Craighead looks like he used that fast repair. Not what you wanted to see right now with only 35 laps into a 200 lap race. They still got 165 laps to go. But that catches everybody back up to our leaders here, Jacob Malone and Garrett Caswell. Leading out our top 5, Caleb Ellswick and A. Marino, with Harrison Whitehead right behind him. These guys are going to be double file. Pace car's lights are off. You know Jacob Malone and Garrett Caswell can't be happy about that. All that effort they made to get up front and make all that distance between the pack, that just is nullified immediately by a caution flag. Like I said, a little bit of heat between those two knocked Thompson and Craighead coming out of the Truck Series. They were able to resolve their differences, but this might spark something back up. Clearly was an accident. But we're about to see right here. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Pace car is going to be off the track. 77 down low. The number 60 up top. Jacob Malone is going to get the green flag here. Green flag is out. Jacob Malone with a decent jump. Oh, no. One of those cars bouncing off that wall right there. It looks like Marino in the 48. Hopefully that didn't cause any wheel damage. That looked like a pretty hard hit. Another car right there behind him. Benjamin Archuleta, he's going to tap that wall as well. Archuleta for OCS. OCS in the top 5 for the first time today. Still green flag. Good restart for these guys. Let's go ahead and ride along with Garrett Caswell for a moment. Actually, let's go check out Marino for a moment. See what he's got going on in the car. Right behind those leaders. He's not letting them go this time. Right up behind Garrett Caswell. Garrett Caswell trying to take that position back from Jacob Malone. Those guys doing a great job. A little bit of a checkup right there for Marino. Marino Jr., one of our new drivers here. Awesome to see him up front. Garrett Caswell now side by side, taking the position away from Jacob Malone. He's now leading this race. Let's switch over to Jacob Malone. Garrett Caswell now creating a small little gap for himself. Jacob Malone trying to close that gap up. But he's going to have Marino right on his backside, only 0.1 off. Marino looking to the outside of Malone, seeing if he can take that second spot away. Still going to be on his inside, making a run right here on Jacob Malone. Number 48. It does look like he passed. Yep. Marino now taking that second spot away. Benjamin Archuleta also looking to hunt down Malone. Caleb Ellswick leading out our top 5 right now. Almost 3 of those IT and out drivers are now in the top 5. Almost a quarter of this race over, and these guys have been doing a heck of a job. It takes a lot of effort to stay straight on this track. It really does. Oh, we got one of the IT and out drivers falling back a little bit right there. That looks like Caleb Ellswick. Able to maintain it, but he's going to go ahead and fall back in front of Joseph Barrow. And looks like in between Joseph Barrow and Harrison Whitehead for Outlaw Performance. Wesley Lynch up in the mix in front of that 77. Again, that is not the 77. That is Harrison Whitehead in the 84. But it is saying 77 on his car. We're going to have to talk to him and see if we can get that fixed for him. Yeah, that's definitely Harrison Whitehead in that 77 car. But that is going to be Garrett Caswell's actual number. Garrett Caswell's still leading this race. He's going to now have Marino behind him, but those guys are creating a gap between them and Jacob Malone. About 1.5 seconds. Caswell confident that he can come into this race and do well, and that is exactly what he's doing. As these guys get spaced out, they're almost stretched halfway throughout the track. Ooh, a little bit of contact right there with the 77, or I mean the 84 and Caleb Ellswick. Caleb Ellswick able to maintain. It's going to put his teammate right there behind him, Logan Wilson and Joseph Barrow. Darren Bruce trying to make his way back up towards the front in that 39. He's going to be currently in 14th place. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of our biggest movers for the race. Wesley Lynch up 23 spots in 5th place. absolutely incredible. And he just moved up another one. 24 spots in 4th place now. Joseph Barrow up 15 spots in 8th. Cameron Craighead has been on the move since the beginning, up 12 spots from 15th, in 15th right now. Jordan Marion up 12 spots as well in 12th. And Benjamin Archuleta up 10 spots in 6th. Absolutely incredible green flag racing out here on such a technical track. These guys are the pinnacle of GEC. See the number 1 of Cameron Craighead. He's trying to push down. Looks like Jordan Marion and Openchowski at the moment. Craighead on the outside of Openchowski. Right there behind Marion. He's going to relieve that, but he's going to come back to the inside. Let's see if he can take one of these spots away. It does look like he is able to get that spot from Openchowski. Good old slide job right there behind Marion. Ooh, getting blocked by Marion. He didn't like that. They're going to be almost 3 wide right there. 3 wide coming around 3 and 4. Craighead able to take both spots away. Incredible driving by Cameron Craighead. Our last year's Truck Series champion, showing off some skills. He's going to be up in 12th. Marion losing another spot to the 08 of Knox Thompson. Knox Thompson still making a big charge for the front even after that last incident. Him and Cameron Craighead are going to be right there near each other once again. Let's see if he can take this spot from Marion. Knox Thompson does take that spot away. That's going to put him in 14th place. Trying to chase down Cameron Craighead and Openchowski. Knox Thompson, an incredible driver last season for the Truck Series here at GEC NASCAR Season 7. He won about, I think, 4 races last season. Taking home with the checkered flag quite a few times. Garrett Caswell now with a commanding lead. He's about 0.5 in front of Marino Jr. and Jacob Malone. They're going to be 1.25 in front of him. But Jacob Malone isn't going to give up very easily. Season 7's Cup Series champion right there, Jacob Malone. Showing incredible skill last season. 7 wins coming out of the Cup Series. Looking at Benjamin Archuleta again on the inside of Caleb Ellswick. Trying to chase down Shane Cochran to make that further into that top 10. Right now, Joseph Barrow also looking to chase down the top 5 of Whitehead. And that's, I keep wanting to say 77, but it's not, in the 84. It looks like Craighead pushing hard again. He's going to almost make it 3 wide right there, but takes that position away from Hunter Birkmeyer. Oh, it looks like we have a trading paints thing going on right now. Still looking at Cameron Craighead right there. Oh man. It looks like it's going away. There it goes. Big issues with trading paints last week. Let's hope they're not having another issue. Still incredible driving by these GEC Cup Series drivers. Archuleta out into the wall in front of his teammate Openchowski. Openchowski not able to take advantage of that. Let's hope he didn't take a lot of damage. Openchowski now on the inside of Archuleta. Archuleta taps that wall one more time. Looks like we got a caution out. That's going to involve the number 4 of Joseph Barrow, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what happened. Oh, the 52 just barely touches Barrow. Barrow up into that outside wall. He goes around. Gets tapped by the 76. Dustin Haynes. Big wheel damage for Dustin Haynes right there. Huge damage for Joseph Barrow as well. Looks like a few of them are going to have to... Definitely Dustin Haynes is going to have to use that fast repair. I don't know if Joseph Barrow is going to have to use it or not. Doesn't look like he has a lot of control over that car. Hopefully he doesn't have to tow out. He's going to try to make his way back around to pit lane. But a lot of these drivers are going to opt in to come into the pits. Bad deal for Joseph Barrow. William Campbell just barely coming up the track and tapping him into that outside wall. Huge damage for Barrow. Looks like a majority of these guys taking 4 tires. Logan Wilson with only 2 sets of tires. A lot of those drivers still in pit lane. They're going to need to get out of there before they go a lap down. That pace car is coming around 3 and 4. They're at pit entrance right now. Looks like Dustin Haynes just not able to make it out before that pit car passes. Joseph Barrow used that fast repair. He had to have. It's going to re-rack this field. Garrett Caswell now right there in front of Jacob Malone. He's going to have Marino on his outside. Caswell deciding to choose that outside lane for the restart here. Just want to give a big shout out for all of our sponsors: NorthStar Personalized Computers, Laughing Llama Wraps, Collateral Damage Sports Network, National Fallen Fighter Foundation, MAD Mothers Against Drunk Driving, the Andy Durr Foundation, Suicide Prevention in the Name of Bobby Weevil, and that is going to cap out for our sponsors. Thank you all for helping out and making this a great league. Amazing organizations. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Green flag. Garrett Caswell with a decent jump. That's going to give the advantage to Marino to get up in front of those IT&L drivers. That was an incredible green flag run. Let's see if they can get another one going. Chris Campbell and Dustin Haynes are now in the pit lane, and that is going to be another caution right there, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like involving Jordan Marion, Kenneth Gallman, and Harrison Whitehead, unfortunately. Let's go back and take a look. Oh, it looks like he just came down a little bit in front. Gallman T-bone in that number 11. Doesn't look like a whole lot of damage going on, though. Let's run that back one more time. See what we can see here. Yeah, it looks like the number 96 wasn't really expecting the 11 to come down like that, as he was making a hard charge for that corner. Different braking points as well, it looks like. 11 had a little bit of a shorter braking point than the 96, and they just come together. Really unfortunate for that number 11 of Marion, running great all night long. But like I said, it doesn't look like a whole lot of damage going on right there.
Number 11 found a fault.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you all for tuning in and watching GEC NASCAR League. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Sun's going down and the rig is on. iRacing is where I belong. Discord's lit and the drivers are here. This is GEC, there's no room for fear. Green flag drops and the engines roar. 40 cars and we all want more. Mash the gases, we're on the line. Four wide and we're feeling fine. Drifting close in a slipstream dance. Taking the corners in a high-speed trance. Tri-oval side by side. In this GEC League, there's nowhere to White flag, need a perfect lap. All gas, no brakes to close that gap. Checkered waves in the racing world. Another battle is over and done. Cheers to the booth, hope they like the show. Victory lane is all I
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back just in time. Pace car's off the track. We're going to get another green flag restart from Garrett Caswell in Marino. Big jump for Garrett Caswell again, allowing Marino to jump to that outside. Jacob Malone falling back to 5th place right there. Cameron Craighead now up to 4th, up 23 spots tonight. Absolutely incredible after the first couple incidents that he was involved in. Unfortunate, but still able to make it back up there. Great restart by these guys up front. Let's go ahead and take a look towards the back and see if we can see anything. Joseph Barrow now going to make a charge back up towards the front. He's still up 9 positions. He's going to be on the outside of our lane for IT and out. He was able to make that pass. Let's go ahead and ride along with Joseph Barrow while he's on the track. Let's see if we can get him on camera here. Great focus by Joseph Barrow. Covered up by his hand, you can see that GEC NASCAR Championship trophy. Barrow is a two-time champion here for GEC NASCAR Season 1. Just incredible. Moving up on our very own GEC Ninja, Shane Cochran, right behind him. Really unfortunate Barrow had to use that fast repair. I'm hoping that he's going to be able to complete this whole race. Here we go. He's going to go ahead and pass the number 05 of Lee Kiernan. Kiernan making his way back up into the top 10. Barrow now up into the top 10. Oh, Lee Kiernan still right on his outside trying to fight for that position. He doesn't want to give it up. They're now catching up to Shane Cochran. Woo! Lee Kiernan charges forward, leaving Barrow in the dust. Barrow's got a smirk on his face. Still got a long way to go, ladies and gentlemen. 118 laps left. Only 82 laps have been done so far. We're still not halfway yet. But incredible racing so far. Number 4 is still trying to chase down Lee Kiernan. And that TH Designs. Shane Cochran giving himself a little bit of room there. Looks like Garrett Caswell now creating a decent gap, but that's going to leave Jacob Malone right behind him. Somehow Jacob Malone getting past those 3 drivers back up into second place. They're going to have now a second gap on Marino, which was in second place a moment ago, but Cameron Craighead's still back there trying to fight. Marino and Craighead, neither one are going to be on the team. How's it going so far for you, Swanson?
Not too bad, not too bad. I mean, more cautions than I'd like, but I can't say that I wasn't expecting, again, a dirtier intro to the race. Things have started to calm down just a little bit. We've seen a couple good saves here through these last couple laps. But now that we're 85 laps in, these drivers should have a good feel for the track. They should already now know what the difference between cold and warm tires feels like at this point. So hopefully we see some greener middle of the race here. We all know what the end's going to look like, regardless of how we want it to look. So let's hope for a healthy middle.
Well, these guys are actually, they're stretched out about a little over halfway through the track right now. So that we're going to see that 77 start to catch up with lap traffic. The first one it looks like he's going to run into is going to be the 07 of Chapman for Dirty South Racing. But yeah, incredible racing so far. Looks like we're looking a little bit towards the back of the pack, unfortunately. Oh, Gallman goes into the wall hard. Caution comes out. That is going to be a lot of damage for Gallman in that 71. I hope he has a fast repair. At lap 88. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what happened. Well, just a little bit of contact right there from the 76 of Logan Wilson. Logan Wilson just grabbing that right rear of the 71. Let's take another look, see if we can slow that down a little bit.
Looking at the 71, you said?
Yeah. 76 just up too far on the track. Unfortunately, it looks like that's going to be on the 76. 71 of Gallman looked like he was minding his own business, racing the race line. Barely misses Dustin Haynes right there. That is going to be a lot of damage on that 71. If he doesn't have a fast repair, that could be his race. Kenneth Gallman. That's going to be for Skidmark Motorsports. Doesn't look like he blew his engine, thank God. A lot of drivers coming down into pit lane. Garrett Caswell, Malone, and Marino staying out. Let's see if we can catch the race off a pit lane. First one out is going to be Cameron Craighead. Oh no! He gets beat out of the track by Darren Bruce. Wesley Lynn, Shane Cochran, R. Lane, Harrison Whitehead, Lee Kiernan, Joseph Barrow, Caleb Ellswick, Knox Thompson, and Michael Boone. We still have a few drivers in the pit lane. Kay Dunn, Reggie Jug Evans Jr., Logan Wilson, Kenneth Gallman, Openchowski, both McCabe brothers, Chapman, Archuleta, Berkmeyer. Not quite, but almost halfway through this race. 91 laps in of 200 laps, 109 laps to go. Here we go. Lights are going to be off that pace car right there. Car's still in the pit lane. Logan Wilson, Menchaca. Looks like Dustin Haynes as well. Pace car off. Let's go to an interesting camera view here. Green flag is out. Beautiful jump by Caswell. Good restart by Caswell. He's now, looks like almost a half a second in front of Jacob Malone. Malone and Caswell about a second and a half in front of Darren Bruce. Darren Bruce now in third place, taking it away from Marino, but Craighead is still right there charging forward. Marino and Darren Bruce trying to battle it out for third place. Marino able to edge out barely on that last turn. But Bruce still on his inside. Nope. Looks like he fell back a little bit, giving the advantage to Marino in the number 48. But like I said, Cameron Craighead has not been playing around. He has been charging forward, now up to 5th place. It's incredible racing so far by Cameron Craighead. But Garrett Caswell with the most laps led out here. He's doing a great job. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the leaders. Looks like the only people that have led laps so far are going to be Garrett Caswell and Jacob Malone. Garrett Caswell with 79 laps led here at the Monster Mile, and Jacob Malone with 19 laps led, both first and second place. Oh, caution comes out. Not sure who that's gonna be. It is gonna be in the back right there with Michael Boone and Logan Wilson, it looks like. Doesn't look like Michael Boone took a lot of damage there, but let's go back and take a look. Might have been a... Oh, he just checked up for the car in front of him, unfortunately. Looked like Chapman. And got tipped by Berkmeyer. A little bit of damage on the back left side of that Dark Horse Mustang. Not a bad one. Not a lot of damage for any of the drivers, thank God. You know Garrett Caswell has got to be sick of making those gaps and just getting put back. But that is going to put some of our drivers into pit lane right now. That is going to be Garrett Caswell jumping in with Jacob Malone. Craighead also coming in. Wesley Lynch, Joseph Barrow, Reggie Jug Evans Jr., Berkmeyer, Gallman, Dunn, Chapman, Archuleta, and Boone all coming into pit lane. Jacob Malone only in that 2 spot right there. He's going to get a good advantage to come off of that pit lane. Here we go. As some of these drivers start to come off of pit lane, looks like Caswell just barely beating out Malone. And then that's going to put Cameron Craighead right behind him. That's alright. We're going to have a new leader out there. Marino finally up into the lead, getting some of those lead laps, even under caution. It doesn't matter. But he's going to have Darren Bruce right behind him. Darren Bruce just not able to edge him out on that last stint. Shane Cochran now breaks his way into the top 5. Also Harrison Whitehead, he's now up to 3rd. Our top 5 is going to be Marino, Bruce, Whitehead, Cochran, and Knox Thompson. Knox Thompson showing out, getting up into the top 5 as well. Shane Cochran makes his way up there. Cochran up to 4th place. You know Darren Bruce has got to be happy to be back up into that top spot after that first caution where it looked like he was in a lower gear. Slipped out. We are right at the halfway mark. 100 laps down, 100 laps to go. These laps go by quick, so don't blink. Pace cars off the track. We're going to be led out by Marino Jr. Green flag. Marino Jr. with a decent jump. Shane Cochran tapping the wall right there. We've seen a couple of the drivers on the outside for the restarts do the same thing. That's going to drop him back a little bit. Cochran back down into 5th place. Knox Thompson battles his way up to 3rd, passing Harrison Whitehead right there. Harrison Whitehead for Outlaw Motorsports. Knox Thompson for Nitro Motorsports. Oh, Shane Cochran goes around. Not good for Shane Cochran. Not what you wanted to see with the run he's been having. Let's go back and take a look. A couple other drivers involved in that as well. Looks like the 77 Garrett Castle. Openchowski up into the back end of Shane Cochran. Lots of cars going around on that last one right there. Shane Cochran, Lee Kiernan, Jug Evans Jr., Josh McCabe, Lee Hunter Burkmeyer, and Wesley Lynch all involved in that. Cochran with a little bit of front end damage on that. Not what you wanted to see for Shane Cochran. He was doing such a good job staying up front. I believe that is going to be on the number 96 of Openchowski, unfortunately. Go back and take one more look. Very similar to what we've seen all night already. Just a little bit too much gas into that, coming out of that corner for the number 96. Just comes up a little bit too high. Catches the backside of Shane Cochran. Luckily, he pushes him around because he didn't make the front end contact that he would have if not. But still some left or some right front end damage on that right fender of Shane Cochran. A couple other cars involved up there as well. Mashing up with Openchowski. 33 of Wesley Lynch making contact. Reggie Evans Jr. Oh, definitely looked like a tragedy. Couple of those cars still into the pit lane. They got a little while before they got to actually come out. Shane Cochran already coming out. He might have just decided to use his fast repair, or he's deciding to run with a little bit of damage that he has. But Logan Wilson, Josh McCabe, Chapman, Reggie Jug Evans Jr., Burkmeyer, and Lee Kiernan still all in the pits. They're going to need to beat this pace car out. Looks like everybody but the 05 of Lee Kiernan is going to beat that pace car off of pit lane. So everybody is back out, but Menchaca deciding to go back into pit lane. Lights are off that pace car. Hopefully Menchaca can make a quick pit stop before this goes green flag. He doesn't have very long. This is a quite short track. Yes, he is coming back out now. Let's go ahead and through the shout outs real quick. We got Carson in there saying what's up. Thank you so much, Carson, for being here. Mama, thank you so much. Much love to you as well. We got Carrie Bruce. Let's go Bruce and Chapman. And then we have user ITIH. Let's go Borrow. Borrow getting a nice shout out. We are back green flag. Marino with a huge jump right there. Caswell into the outside wall a little bit. But they are going to stay green flag right here. Let's go ahead and take a look and see if Caswell is going to be okay. Caswell looks like he is going to maintain back up towards the front after that pit stop. He's going to manage to try to get back up into 5th place. Right out on the outside of Caleb Ellswick in the 66 for IT and out. Caswell with GTCR Motorsports. He does manage to maintain it, but he's got Craighead right on his backside. You got to be careful. Craighead is an extremely fast driver. Craighead sliding right up in front of the number 66. Beautifully done by all these drivers on that restart. Looks like all the drivers are back out onto the field. 3 drivers currently a lap down. Lee Kiernan, Chris Campbell, and Dustin Haynes. Dustin Haynes multiple laps down, unfortunately. These guys are going to want to get as many green flag laps in on this stint as possible with only 90 laps to go. Almost sideways right there with Garrett Caswell and Harrison Whitehead. That's going to give the advantage to Craighead, pushing it 3 wide. Craighead up in the front of Whitehead. Side by side by Garrett Caswell right now. Moving through the pack very quickly. Cameron Craighead is making his charge forward. Definitely out there with a little bit more competition this season, but the Truck Series is totally different than this Cup Series. Oh, Garrett Caswell almost up into the 1. They maintain it. Great driving right there by the number 77 of Garrett Caswell. It looks like they are just door banging back and forth. Still side by side for multiple laps. Cameron Craighead able to take that position away. Now the 77 is going to be in the clutches of Caleb Ellswick. Ellswick looking to break back into the top 5 by passing Caswell. Malone stuck back here next to the 11 of Jordan Marion. They're going to be side by side, fighting for top 10 right there. They're back and forth, still side by side. Malone able to edge out Marion barely right there. He's going to go ahead and kick it into the top 10, looking to get back up towards the front. They're going to have Joseph Barrow right there in front of him in 9th place. Just really unfortunate for Shane Cochran. Let's go ahead and ride along with him real quick. As we got that in-car camera, he is fighting hard. And that is a caution, ladies and gentlemen. They're going to cut it down to speed a little bit and get back out there. Let's go ahead and see what actually happened. I don't see... Not sure what happened. Let's see if we can cut it back and see. This is all the way in the back of the pack right now with Dustin Haynes. Oh, I do see a car right there. Who is that? Is that Barrow? No, that wasn't Barrow. It is Barrow. But it shows him all the way in 11th. Let's go take a look and see what happened to Barrow. Oh, he just gets tapped right there by Jacob Malone. Goes sideways. Locks it up. Good job. Good driving by Barrow. Not taking barely any damage from that contact in the wall right there, but that is going to push him back towards the back of the pack, unfortunately. The caution may have came out. It may have given him his spots back. You know, it looks like they're shuffling out now. Really unfortunate for Joseph Barrow. Malone trying to push a little bit too hard. Gets on the back end of him right there. Cameron Craighead is now up into the lead. Not sure how that happened while we weren't paying attention, but he is now leading this pack for the first time tonight. Congratulations to the number one to make it from. He made it from almost to the back to the front right there on that last charge. Keep in mind, he was involved in a couple incidents early on, and one with Knox Thompson as well. Thompson back in 6th place. Both of them making their way back up towards the front. Barrow does not look very happy. Here we go. Pace car's about to dip off the track here in a moment. We're about to go back green flag racing on the front lines. It's going to be Garrett Caswell and then, or Cameron Craighead in the number 1 and Garrett Caswell on the inside in the 77. Followed up by Logan Wilson and Marino. Marino been fast all night long. Let's see how this last caution shakes up the rest of this race. Only 80 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody's still out on the track. Here we go. Green flag is out. Cameron Craighead with a decent little jump, but he's not getting away. It looks like Marino is going to chase him down, creating a small gap for himself, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Eric Caswell
Barrow
right there.
probably unhappy with me on that last one, to be honest with you.
Why is that?
Racing incident. He definitely had something to say, but he was explained why the decision was made. But I have a feeling that stink face was at me.
Oh, well, yeah, he did not look happy on that last call. But hey, you know, honestly, to tell you the truth, it is what it is.
When one comes up and the other comes down, a racing incident, it usually becomes.
Yeah, I only caught one angle where I'm sure you looked at it from a couple of them. Ooh, 3 of the drivers up into that top wall right there. Cameron Craighead still in charge of this race right now, but Marino is giving him a problem. He's going to be chasing him down, looking to his inside. Marino to the inside of Cameron Craighead. Marino now charging to the lead, right up in front of Cameron Craighead. Go ahead and take a look back here a little bit, see what's going on. We got a side-by-side with one of the IT and out drivers. 3 of those IT and out cars is next to each other. We're looking at Wesley Lynch right now, but Jacob Malone, Caleb Ellswick, and Logan Wilson all teamed up. That's going to be a hard rundown for the other drivers, especially if you're not on a team. Harrison Whitehead is being challenged by 3 of those IT and out drivers right now. You know for a fact that all those guys are working together. What's our caution count right now, Austin?
Ooh, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I believe we're at 7 or 8. I have 5 tagged as incidents at fault, and I know I've had at least 2 or 3 that were racing incidents as well. So not quite to double digits, but we are approaching. Plenty of racing left.
Yeah, we still got 74 laps here of 200. They've already completed 126 laps.
The good news is, at this point, as far as we have 73 laps remaining. When we were 73 laps into the race, We were only 4 cautions in, believe it or not. It felt like a lot, but it really was not as much as even I was thinking. So there's a good chance that we finish out here with maybe 10, 11 at most.
I'm hoping they're able to keep it green flag for the rest of this race. That'd be amazing to see.
That would be perfect.
Incredible racing it's been so far, ladies and gentlemen. We've seen a lot of incidents, but a lot of good green flag racing side by sides. We've seen a few 3 wides already.
Fair amount of good saves as well.
Oh, absolutely. Eric Caswell still trying to make a charge. He's right there behind Cameron Craighead. Cameron Craighead now falls back to 4th. Darren Bruce and Knox Thompson up into the front. Knox Thompson up into the 2nd place for the first time tonight. And that's also part of the interesting thing here in the Cup Series this season is we got a lot of those really good guys that came from the Truck Series. Knox Thompson, Cameron Craighead, people that have won several, if actually multiple races in that series, and they're just seeing the challenges and the experience that's up here in the Cup Series for the next gens. And man, they're still doing pretty good, but at least we got some people to keep up.
I was about to ask you, actually, from the top 5 drivers currently, how many of them are Cup Series veterans versus truck promotions?
1.
Ooh.
1 is a veteran. Marino is a rookie for this series. Knox Thompson. Oh, Darren Bruce is up there too. So 2.
Yeah, Caswell and Bruce. Yeah, wow. It's a good showing by our newer drivers to the Cup Series, holding on to these top positions.
Yeah, finding their way out front is not easy in this next gen series. Only 66 laps to go here for the NPC Concrete Clash 200 at the Monster Mile, ladies and gentlemen. Incredible racing so far. As we see Openchowski trying to battle off one of those IT and out drivers, Michael Boone. Michael Boone now side by side by Shane Cochran. Shane Cochran making a charge back up towards the front in 16th place. Let's go ahead and ride along with Shane Cochran for a moment. I didn't get a chance to... As soon as I went to Shane Cochran last time, it just immediately to caution. Joseph Barrow is in the pits. What happened to Barrow?
I didn't see anything, at least from the blimp cam.
Let me see if I can take it back a little bit. Yeah, it doesn't look like he had any damage or anything.
He got into the wall coming out of turn 2.
Oh yeah, I see that.
Like he might have had some wheel damage. Him and a couple other drivers. Oh, yep. And then he slides back up in the
huge
that second
wheel
touch
damage.
is massive. That is going to be tough.
Yeah, I can see that wheel is loose already. It's already wanting to turn to the side. Him and Dusty Haynes down into the pits, unfortunately. Dang it, man. Barrow doing so good tonight, too. Marino up 2.5 seconds on our 2nd place of Knox Thompson. Marino, rookie driver here for the GEC NASCAR. Just killing it tonight.
We got some more Cup Series veterans starting to make their way to the front of the pack. Malone Now in 4th place, Ellswick now sitting right outside the top 5 in 6th. Both fast IT and out drivers, both former GEC champions. Looking to light up race 2.
Yeah, it's interesting to see ITN out with 2 championships already.
Okay, they're somewhat of a sleeper build. Well, less so now.
Oh, Bergmeyer up into the wall with
Malone.
Openchowski.
Uh-oh.
That is going to bring out another yellow here with only 58 laps to go. Hunter Berkmeyer, unfortunately. Let's go back and take a look. Yeah, Berkmeyer hard into the outside wall, bringing Openchowski with him. Openchowski down to the inside. Oh no, Berkmeyer is smoking really badly. Berkmeyer jumps to the pits. Hopefully he has that fast repair still. Let's check out Openchowski and see how bad his damage is. Openchowski getting collected. Openchowski's left front wheel locked up. He's got a lot of front end damage, left front end damage right there. Let's see if he's going to have that fast repair to be able to get back out. Dustin Haynes and Joseph Barrow still haven't made it out of the pits yet either. Real interested to see if that car gets fixed. No, it doesn't get fixed for Openchowski. Openchowski must have already used his fast repair. That's going to be a lot of damage and a lot of time in the pits to be able to get that fixed. That could be Openchowski's night, unfortunately. Knox Thompson, you know he's not happy. Leading some laps out there.
Berkmeyer is in the same place. Even though he was at fault for that last one, he has a meatball flag and it is not being cleared.
Yeah, I see that. Number 95 and the number 96, unfortunately, almost 150 laps in. Extensive damage to both of those vehicles. That's really gonna... I'm curious because Marino was about 2.5 seconds ahead of the whole field. And then somehow Knox Thompson is up front. Did they come into the pit? Let's go ahead and check the pit recap real quick. They did. Both of them did. 4 tires for all of them. Jason McCabe with fuel only on that last pit stop. K Dunn with fuel only. Everybody else in the top 15 with 4 tires. So Knox Thompson now up to the lead in that 08. Again, going to be a rookie here in the Next Gen NPC Cup Series. Green flag. Knox Thompson
has officially cleared his meatball.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir.
Good for him. Hopefully he can make it back out. Looks like Malone with a hard charge. Knox Thompson not with a big enough jump. That's going to leave Malone right there behind him, charging forward, but Marino's still right on the outside of Jacob Malone as well. He's going to be Yeah, they're going to be side by side. A little bit of damage on that car for Jacob Malone on the front right. That gives the advantage to Marino. Marino up to second place. Charging forward on Knox Thompson at the moment in that number 8. Incredible driving so far. One of those IT and out drivers, Caleb Ellswick, up into the outside wall. Let's hope he didn't take too much damage from that. We've seen a lot of drivers coming out of the turn up into the wall. Man, those top 4 are tight. You also have Craighead to worry about. Craighead now looking to get on the outside of Malone. Malone just not running fast right now.
That right side damage has to be hurting him. There is a lot of body damage right around that front wheel that is definitely affecting his aero. He's not going to be able to keep as much speed as these perfectly crafted vehicles with no damage.
Well, they got to be careful because Darren Bruce is also making a hard charge back towards the front. He is the pole position driver. He did win the pole off of qualifying. So he is going to be a fast guy as long as he doesn't have any damage. He looks pretty clean out there right now. Malone now on the inside of Marino. Ooh, they are so close you could barely fit a piece of paper between the two. Marino up into the outside wall. Still not giving the advantage to Malone to get up front.
Malone was smart before this last restart. A little bit of radio chatter about tire wear going on. Malone figuring out where his opponents are at and how much grip they should have left before calculating his moves. Very smart on his part, especially because he is on the lower end as far as tire health.
Darren Bruce, I think, just went down into the outside wall. Let's go take a look. Looks like he was able to recover. Still no damage on that car. Cochran up into the wall a little bit right there. Giving the advantage to the number 11. Marion still not able to capitalize. He's going to be stuck behind Cochran and Darren Bruce. Darren Bruce and Cochran still sideways. Let's see if Bruce can take it. He's not able to. They're still sideways. Or sideways, side by side. Cochran taking the advantage, getting up front. Cochran with that high line coming in short on the corner. I think that's smart because all these cars that are touching that outside wall, Cochran has got the advantage coming out of the corner. Caleb Ellswick dropping back a little bit. Cochran into the inside wall. With only 46 laps to go, let's hope Shane Cochran's got a fast repair because that was huge hit to the inside wall. Let's go back and take a look. Oh, it looks like Ellswick unfortunately got into the wall a little bit. Let's go take a look at that from Ellswick's view.
Good copy, 66.
Ellswick riding that outside wall, unfortunately not getting a lot of speed. Looks like he's got some damage under that car. Not able to control it. Collects the 86 of Shane Cochran. Looks like Ellswick's got some tire damage. Big tire damage for Caleb Ellswick. Let's go back and see if we can see what happened to Caleb.
Good on him. Went ahead and took responsibility for that after going up into the outside wall there. Being unfortunately slow traffic. He did say at time of contact with the 86 car he was meatball.
Yeah, it looks like he got into the outside wall, slowed up a little bit, and it looks like it didn't give enough time to the 77. 77 tried to avoid him, barely touching the backside of him, catches the wall again. And that's where that meatball comes from. That front right tire is just locked up. And then Shane Cochran barely into him. 39 into Shane Cochran hard. Damn, not what you wanted to see for Shane Cochran tonight. Let's see if Cochran was able to get that. Yeah, Cochran does not have a fast repair. He's going to be working on getting that damage fixed. I wonder how much time he has. He's still got a little bit of time in the pits. Pace car is still coming out of 3 right now into 4. Looks like while we weren't paying attention, Jacob Malone somehow took the lead away from Cameron Craighead. Malone choosing that outside lane. Craighead going to be down bottom for this restart. That's going to put our lane of IT and Out Motorsports right there behind his teammate of Jacob Malone in those Dark Horse Ford Mustangs. It does look like Shane Cochran made it back out onto the track.
What a beautiful vehicle, that Dark Horse Mustang.
Oh, gorgeous. I could have had one if I only wanted to drop $20 more thousand on my car.
Hey, you know, you got a nice car, man.
Yeah, those new Mustangs, man, the 2024s, 2025s are beautiful. And they
That's the
operate
exhaust.
they operate just how they look too. Awesome.
Yes, sir.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Pace cars off the track. Number 60 up to the top lane. Craighead down low. Here we go. Green flag. Ooh, Cameron Craighead with a little bit of problems. 4 wide right here. And we are going to go right back to caution flag. I am not sure what happened.
Copy, 32.
Something to do with Menchaca in the 32. Let's go take a look. Oh, Menchaca just gets loose. Campbell right behind him. I don't know if the 32 was in first gear. But first gear is not the way to go on this track whatsoever. I don't care if you think you're going to get the advantage or not. Let's go back and take one more look. Yeah, it just looks like he might have been in first gear restarting right there. Got those tires loose. He must have been on new tires as well. Not what you want to see from Menchaca, unfortunately. Menchaca going back down into pit lane. He's still on the lead lap, though.
Luckily, no meatball either. We'll see how much damage he really needs to repair.
Openchowski has a meatball, though. Where did Openchowski get a meatball?
That is a good question. Oh, he is destroyed.
Oh, that's right. He was involved in that one accident where his front tire was locked up, and he came in. He must still be down into pit lane because of that. But that's going to give
He looks absolutely destroyed.
Yeah, that sucks, man. I was hoping better for OCS tonight. But Benjamin Archuleta up into 5th place for OCS, his teammate. So they're looking sort of good. That gives the advantage to Logan Wilson and to Shane Cochran to come down and get some more of that damage fixed. Yeah, Shane Cocker makes it out before the pace car. He's going to be coming back around the track for this green flag. Maybe towards the back, but that's all right. He's still got 39, 38 laps to go. The 05 of Kiernan also coming back out. Looks like... Oh no, the 05 came back in. Kiernan, Menchaca, Openchowski, and Barrow still into the pits. With only 38 laps left in this race, we're in for a hell of a show for the NPC Concrete Clash 200 here at the Monster Mile. Let's hope these guys can keep it together. Green flag's out. Malone with a big jump. The 2 up into the wall. Collecting a lot of cars right there. Man. I think Shane Cochran also involved in that. 11 of Marion. Ellswick, Boone, Lane, Campbell, Kiernan, Cochran, Marion, and Chapman all involved. Let's go back and take a look. The 02 just goes around. Too much gas. Or the 02, I keep saying the 02. I mean the 2 of our lane. Just goes around, collects a lot of those cars. He gets a little tap from Craighead, but it doesn't look like that's what actually caused it. Yeah, he just gassed it. We've seen that 3 times tonight.
2 car found at fault.
Yeah, I figured as much. We've seen that 3 times tonight where cars just gas it up too much. We've seen it in the beginning with Darren Bruce. We've seen it with Menchaca and now with our lane. I don't know if these guys are starting in second or first. Shane Cochran back down into the pits to get some more of that damage fixed. Our lane, bunch of damage on the right front of that car. Let's see, our lane with the fast repair. Meatball flag with Knox Thompson. When did Knox get a friggin' meatball?
Might have been collected up in that last.
I don't think he was involved in that though. Oh, he was. Let's go back and take a look. For a meatball though? Oh, he spun out on his own. I think it was under caution too. I think he accidentally dropped a gear. No. Terrible for Knox Thompson right there. Thompson jumping to the pits with that meatball flag. We also have a black flag here for our lane. I wonder what that was for. That's going to shake the front of the field up a little bit. Jacob Malone out front. Jordan Marion down below in the 11. Let's hope they can keep it together here for 35 more laps of the Monster Mile. Pace car's off. Green flag is out. Marian moving out of the way, down low. That's going to give Malone a huge jump right there, almost a second on the field. Harrison Whitehead right there in second place. Marino Jr. in third. Marian now drops back to fourth. Darren Bruce in fifth. These guys are going to be racing pretty hard now with only 33 laps to go. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This could be the exciting conclusion we were waiting for. Car goes around. Who was that? That's the 35 of McCabe. Jason McCabe in the number 35. Let's go back and see what happened there. He's got the 77 of Caswell right under him. Caswell barely peeking under there. Looks like that might be on Garrett Caswell. I can't be sure. Collecting Menchaca with him. That's going to involve McCabe, Kiernan, Haynes, and Menchaca. Let's go back and take a look. Yeah, that could be called on the 77. I'm not sure. That's going to involve the 35 right there, but he goes down the track, catching a couple other drivers in his wake. Oh, the 05 of Kiernan goes around to try to avoid it. Gallman barely missing the back of that 35. Oh, the 2 of R Lane just catching the back of that car. The 32 as well. Menchaca hood up. That is not going to be good for the 32. 32 with a bunch of damage in that right there. Fortunately, Lee Kiernan goes around collecting the number 3 of Dustin Haynes as well. Keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, there are no green-white checkers. If these guys don't calm down, they may end it in caution. Not sure who is going to be found at fault for that last one. You're good. There's still not even one to green yet.
Good stuff. 77 drops down. He's already touching the apron. 35 tries to cut down because that's his racing line. 77's already there.
These guys go back double file. Lights are off the pace car.
Caution is delayed until a decision's been made.
You heard it, ladies and gentlemen. Caution will be delayed by 1 lap until they can figure out what happened. R Lane, Kiernan, Menchaca Thompson, Openchowski, and Barrow still into the pits. I don't know, that could be deemed a racing incident. Sounds like the 33 said he's done for the night. I didn't see the 33 involved in anything. Wesley Lynch. I don't see a meatball flag either from Wesley. Reggie Evans comes in. Let's go Dirty South. Evans Jr. He's still in this, ain't he? Oh no, he's not. He's into the pits. Reggie says he broke the left front, and Lynch said the caution prior to this one he got caught up in. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Pace car's off the track. Green flag's out. Oh, huge hit from in the wall right there. Looks like Harrison Whitehead, maybe. No, that was Marion. Yeah, that was Marion. He's dropping back. These restarts are catching these drivers off guard. Marion still out there racing. Let's hope he can maintain for the next 25 laps. Getting chased down by K. Dunn. Jacob Malone running away with it right now. About 0.7 in front of Harrison Whitehead in second place. Marino Jr. in third. Marino up into the wall right there. Hope that didn't cause too much damage. Marion still falling back with that damage on the right front of that number 11. He's being chased down by Garrett Caswell. Looks like Campbell's got some damage on the front of that 52 as well. Berkmeyer back up into the mix. Berkmeyer's actually showing a lap down. And out there still giving it a try. Side by side with Marion. Caution comes out again. Looks like involving Garrett Caswell going around. Let's go take a look. Darren Bruce and Garrett Caswell. Oh, Caswell into that wall right there, bringing 39 of Darren Bruce with him. Neither one with a meatball. Really unfortunate for Garrett Caswell, doing so well tonight. He's going to be in 17th place at the moment. Just not the race you wanted to see for Garrett Caswell tonight. Person that led the most laps in this race. Looks like our leader, Jacob Malone, is deciding to come down into the pit lane. Marino and Bruce as well. Archuleta deciding to stay out with Cameron Craighead and Harrison Whitehead. lot of those drivers deciding to come in and get some more of that damage fixed, including the 86 of Shane Cochran. Cochran not looking like he's got a lot of damage left on that car, so he should be in good condition here soon. Logan Wilson making it out. Jacob Malone making it back out. Bruce, Marino, Boone, Caswell, Cochran, Chapman, and Marion still all in the pits. Marino must have had some damage. But it looks like Harrison Whitehead is now out there for Outlaw Performance, right there in front of Cameron Craighead. Jacob Malone drops back to 9th place out of 1st with only 20 laps to go. Definitely more cautions than we wanted to see tonight, but these guys are trying their best at one of the hardest tracks on the circuit. Monster Mile is no joke, very technical, extremely hard to drive on once it gets warm. Let's go ahead, speaking of that, let's go ahead and check out the weather real quick. It's really not that hot out. Air temp's only 72, track temp at 86, 18 mile an hour winds. Cloudy with 76% humidity. Even the humidity dropped a little bit. So the conditions are not that bad out there. There's only been 4 lead changes, surprisingly, though. We're going back. Green flag is out. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Harrison Whitehead out to the lead. Charging forward. Benjamin Archuleta in 3rd place, chasing him down. Caleb Ellswick now up to 4th place. Logan Wilson right behind him. Gotta feel good with one of your teammates behind you. They're gonna give you a little bit more push than anybody else will. Ooh, Logan Wilson hits that outside wall pretty hard. Couple cars get together in the back right there. Let's see if it stays green flag. It does look like it is staying green flag. Does look like 6 drivers so far are out of the race. That's going to be Arlane, Lynch, Thompson, Jug Evans Jr., Openchowski, and Barrow at the moment. Those IT and out drivers trying to flow together. Craighead now up to the lead. Harrison Whitehead, 2nd place. Archuleta dropping back to 5th. Caleb Ellswick, Logan Wilson now taking charge. Ellswick and Wilson trying to chase down Harrison Whitehead. Hard fought race so far, ladies and gentlemen. 13 laps to go. Whitehead into that wall a little bit, not enough to cause a speed deficit. Actually, it does look like Ellswick and Logan Wilson were able to catch him a little. It looks like 3 IT and out drivers leading the top 5 right now. Jacob Malone, Wilson, and Ellswick all right there. 5th, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. That's got to be scary if you're Harrison Whitehead in Outlaw Performance, seeing 3 IT and out drivers right behind you. Ten to go for the NPC Concrete Clash 200. Harrison Whitehead still able to maintain that front 2nd spot right now. Those IT and out drivers, they're catching quick. Looks like Logan Wilson up into the wall a little bit, giving the advantage to Jacob Malone. Jacob Malone, Logan Wilson side by side. Malone getting close to that, so close to that wall, you couldn't fit a piece of paper between them. Ellswick and Wilson go around. No yellow flag? That is wild. Let's go back and take a quick look. Yeah, it looks like Malone got caught up into the outside right there. It goes to the bottom of the track. That's why that yellow never came out. He never came back onto the racing surface, sideways or in reverse. He's going to have a lot of damage on that Ford Mustang. Really unfortunate for Malone, driving really great all night long. That is going to take a little bit of that competition off of the top 3. Ellswick now up to 2nd place, passing Harrison Whitehead. His teammates no longer behind him. 5 laps to go. This is going to be an intense
all in all, one
finish.
heck of a save by Malone to even still be back out there.
He didn't come into the pits. No, he doesn't have a black flag or anything. Caution does come out. Doesn't look like it involved. It involved Chapman of the 07. Let's go back and take a look. Chapman and Birkmeyer side by side. Birkmeyer just right barely up into the 07. Looks like that might be on the 95 of Birkmeyer. I can't be sure, but that might be the end of this race.
95 at fault.
Yeah, that is definitely going to be on the 95. Unfortunate for the 07 right there. Having a good race all night, Chapman. Down into the pits with a meatball flag, unfortunately. It's going to put Cameron Craighead behind the pace car. I'm telling you, if we do go back green flag, it's going to be for 1 lap. Chapman down into the pits, unfortunately. He was still on the lead lap, too. Yeah, Austin, if it goes green flag, I think they're only going to have one lap to go.
That's what Logan Wilson was just saying.
Well, it's going to be a battle, I can tell you that. Because as soon as that white flag comes out, no more cautions, ladies and gentlemen. Whatever happens, happens. It's going to be an exciting finish nonetheless.
Oh, we are going to have a one-lap shootout.
Oh, it is going to be a one-lap shootout. So as soon as they go green flag, as soon as they, as long as that leader crosses that finish line, the white flag is going to come out, and that's going to null any yellow flags. You know Caleb Ellswick is going to be pushing hard on this restart. He's going to want to try to get the best restart possible to edge out Cameron Craighead. 2 champions on the front line. How's it going to finish? This is going to be a great show. I hope you're ready, ladies and gentlemen.
Please, nobody be in first gear.
Oh, God, please, no. Oh, my heart's pounding. Here we go. Pace car's off. It's going to be so exciting. Who's going to finish first? Craighead, Ellswick, green flag! A little bit of a late start right there. Last lap, ladies and gentlemen. Craighead out to the front. Caleb Ellswick in second. Is he going to be able to hold on to it? Garrett Caswell now takes third. Oh, no, that wasn't Garrett Caswell. That's McCabe. McCabe up to third. Here it goes. Checkered flag. Cameron Craighead comes home with the win for his first time in GEC eNASCAR Cup Series here at the NPC Concrete Clash 200. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for being here. We'll be right back with your driver interviews. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back with your driver interviews. Hell of a race here at GEC eNASCAR for the NPC Concrete Clash. Craighead taking home the win with a one-lap shootout at the end. A little bit more cautions than we wanted to see tonight, but an amazing race nonetheless. We're going to go ahead and start off our interviews with our winner, Cameron Craighead. How does it feel to come out here for GEC eNASCAR Cup Series first win?
Oh man, it feels great. It's only my second race out here with you guys, and to come out here and put on a show and then come out and win, it's awesome. I'm really glad to be a part of it and then show my pace and what our team can do out here.
Well, you did an amazing job tonight, running from the back to the front, from the back to the front. You had a couple incidents, one involving Knox Thompson. Quite early in the race we noticed, but man, to be able to do what you did tonight, super amazing. Led a bunch of laps. I mean, it can't feel better to come out here and take home a win.
Yeah. We did have some incidents and it wasn't pretty, but it doesn't matter how you get it done. If you can get a win, it's a win in my book. And I apologize to Knox for that personally, I think it was a racing deal. I thought I was getting squeezed a bit, but it's not race control. Saw it, and that's fine. But we came back from it, and we raced up front. We had some good racing with Caswell and Malone and all them, and unfortunately, their strategy didn't work out. And mine did.
Well, congratulations for your first win here at the Monster Mile for the Concrete Clash 200. You did an amazing job, like I said, coming from the back to the front. Is there anybody you'd like to thank for tonight's race?
Yeah. First, I want to thank Skidmark Motorsports. Obviously, you can't race without a team, and they're a good one. I love racing with them and hanging out with them all race. So it's a blast. I want to thank Laughing Llama Wraps for my paint scheme. I want to thank Race Labs for being my primary sponsor. I want to thank you for the broadcast. I'm sure it was amazing. I want to thank Race Control and all the admins who put on the league, and yeah, can't make it happen without them. So that's about it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming out here and putting on a hell of a show, Craighead. We look forward to seeing you in the winner's circle once again.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir. As we move on to our second place finish, another GEC champion as well as Craighead, Caleb Ellswick coming out with a second place finish for the second race of the season. Gotta feel good to get those points out early. How does it feel being out here tonight, Ellswick?
Yeah, man, it feels like feels a little bit of a relief. It's been a year and a half now since I've been on a podium, so it's been good just to get back to somewhat of a normal. I'm still struggling with this car, but the practice that the team had put in this week and last week for this track it's really shown to help a lot. But it was a grind, but I really enjoyed the race. Thought it was an okay race. I thought I know we had some cautions and stuff, but I just think a lot of it was you could tell who didn't practice and who was burning their stuff up and who wasn't, and who was trying to be gentle with it and who wasn't, and just different mentalities on how to attack the race. But all in all, my goal was to get a top 10 out of here to recoup some points after the Daytona massacre that we had, and to get those points back and to see, what was it, 3 or 4 of us plus McCabe's, sitting in the top 10 altogether. So that was really good to see, and really happy with that result. And hopefully we can move forward to whatever we're going next week and try to result the same.
Well, amazing job. I really didn't see you involved in too many incidents at all tonight, actually. So congratulations on trying to keep it clean. Las Vegas is actually up next, so that should be really exciting for you guys. I know you have a lot of talent at Las Vegas. I believe I've seen you win at Las Vegas before, right?
I might have. It's been a while. It's been a few seasons since I've won a race, so I'd have to go back and look. Maybe in the Xfinity days, we might have won something there. Maybe the trucks, but definitely hasn't been in the Cup Series. But yeah, just look forward to getting some laps practiced and see if we can come up with the same result.
Yeah, great job by IT and Out Motorsports tonight. You guys all finished, like you said, most of you guys finished in the top 10. Unfortunately, Lane and Malone just fell out of the top right there at the end. Lane spinning the tires on the restart, unfortunately. We've seen 3 other vehicles do that tonight. I don't know if they were starting in first gear or just weak tires or what it was, but it was really unfortunate to see that. But again, congratulations to yourself and IT and Out Esports Group. I keep saying Motorsports because that's what I'm so used to, but I got you. I'm sorry. But
it's all right. It used to be In and Out Burgers. Used to say. Now at least you got the first name right.
Yeah.
We'll work on the last name.
All right. Is there anybody you'd like to thank for tonight's race?
Yeah. First of all, thanks good Lord above for allowing us to do this. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be able to do this at all. Of course, thanks to the admin, series directors, moderators that's out here trying to put forth the maximum effort that we can to provide what we're doing for GEC. Thanks to that IT and Out Esports team. It was a good result. I know we had a couple drivers had some bad luck, but we'll turn that around. But really promising to see how well we've been working through and getting these practices through. And really enjoying the partnership with McCabe Esports. So it was great to see him get on a podium there as well. And just look forward to continuing the season, even with the truck side and We're having a little bit of fun in the ARC stuff too. So just taking back this season and just really just enjoying to be a racing is really our goal this year, and we're just really having a blast doing it.
Well, that's awesome, and I'm glad to see you guys out here. Can't wait to see what you guys got for season 8.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Absolutely. As we move on to our third place driver, last but not least, we got Josh McCabe in the 36 coming out in third place, podium finish. Amazing job out here, Josh. You and your brother did a really good job tonight. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to make it up here with you. But again, it's always good to see you on the podium, man. How's it feel?
Oh, really good. Beginning of the race, we both tried to play it safe. We saved a couple sets of tires, even had some extras at the end. Tried to avoid as much incidences as we could. Got caught up in a couple, couldn't avoid some, took on damage, still avoided fast repairs, just slowly fixed it throughout the night, and was able to be there at the end.
You guys look good all night, and also Jason wound up finishing it in the top 10. So you guys definitely pulling in some points for McCabe Esports tonight. Congratulations, just looking good out there. And honestly, right off in the beginning, I'm sure a bunch of people caught some damage, and just being able to nurse it and still finish on a podium is an amazing feat all by itself.
Oh, definitely. It feels great. I also want to make a huge shout out to Caleb and everyone over at IT Now. Caleb put a lot of time doing all our paint schemes. We have a great partnership, and as you see, it's working out well, and looking forward to the rest of the season and having fun. Thanks to everyone at the GEC League, everyone behind the scenes making it happen. We're having fun.
Awesome. Well, is there anybody else you'd like to thank tonight?
First of all, I really thank my brother, Jason. He got me into this. I was hesitant, because I didn't have much experience on this at all. And he convinced me, and it's been going pretty decent. So I have to thank him. And once again, everyone over at IT and Out, Caleb, everybody. I know Caleb put some OT in for the paint scheme. So big shout out to all those guys.
Awesome. Well, again, it's always great to see you guys out here. I believe this is your third season, or you're at least second season, and your brother has been here for quite a while. So
yeah, he's been here from the beginning. This is the beginning of my third season.
Well, you're doing a great job, man. Thanks for being here, and we look forward to seeing what McCabe Esports can do in season 8. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you all that showed up to watch tonight and that's watching afterwards. We really appreciate all the support, and we couldn't do it without all of you. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you out next time here at Las Vegas for GEC eNASCAR.